Okay, y'all can see what I'm looking at. But while I look at it, I had quite a few human interactions yesterday, something my social battery don't care for. But anyway, so and I'm just thinking about them, and I was thinking about my perspective on things in life right now. It could change. I am, a growing human just like you. Have more experiences. The more experience you have, the different opinions that you have. But anyway, so basically, a couple things I noticed. People tend to say they want a certain type of energy or vibe about themselves, or create a certain space or energy around them, however you want to look at it, because it's personal and it's internal versus external. So you internally create this space, you create this vision of who you are, you learn who you are, you understand who you are, you go through these experiences with different people when you're in your darkest moments and your lightest moments, and you figure out, this is what I really am, this is what I like, this is the space I need to be in. But then you take yourself into a space that is not of your space, that is of a familiar energy, a painful energy, a dark energy, when your mind wasn't in the right place, when you weren't healed, when you didn't know you needed to be healed, all that crap. You get stuck in that space, and then what happens is you start going into a spiral where you unintentionally put yourself in a loop, because your body will remember that space, say, oh, this is familiar, let's keep doing this, and let's create more of this and attract more of this. And that's how we unintentionally get ourselves in cycles. So it's not because you didn't heal. It's not because you didn't learn, because some people don't. But I'm saying for people who have healed, it's not because you didn't really study your actions, their actions, why your head was there, what was wrong, what you needed to fix, whether you went to therapy, whether you had a spiritual awakening, whatever. But you unintentionally put yourself back in a cycle, because then you start thinking about it, you start analyzing, you start putting yourself in those spaces again, because they're familiar spaces, when you don't realize that internally when you change, you also have to exchange your external environment, social connections, business connections, personal connections, religious, spiritual, all of those connections and environments need to change along with the mindset, because you have now grown from that mindset, and you realize that that energy, that cycle, that space, that vibe, that everything is for you. So if you keep putting yourself in that space because it's familiar, it's close to you, or you don't want to step out into something new or something that you really want to try, then you end up in a cycle, and you end up mad because you actually understand the cycle. You know how the cycle is going to end, but yet you're still inside of it because you unintentionally put yourself back in that space by thinking about it and recreating it, because you thought about it, overanalyzed too much. You've analyzed it, you've let it go, you've moved on, you've healed from it. Ain't no point in living in the nostalgia of, man, I came from this and I triumphed from this. I understand that. You understand that, and you have, but you got to move forward, and you got to stop focusing on that one time you triumphed, this, that, and the other, because now you're about to create an even worse situation of the same shit with the same energy with people that think like that. You can't change how people think or their perspective or what they're thinking in that moment, in that time, because we don't know what you're going through or what they've been through to make them think or feel that way. So, wherever they're that way, it doesn't matter. What they did to you, you understand it. You were hurt, you went through the emotions, you went through the ego busting, you went through all of that stuff, and you truly understand it. And that's cool. That's what was supposed to happen. Now that that's happened, let those spaces go forever. And go to the spaces where you belong, so that you can continue this mission on earth, whether it's just to experience it, whether it's just to be a lesson, whether it's to be karma, whether it's to just enjoy, whether it's to bring a message. I don't know what your purpose is. You know what your purpose is, or you know what you want it to be, or you know that your purposeless and you just want to be happy and you want to be a bumbling idiot. I don't know what you want to do. But whatever you want to do, you can't continue to visit the same spaces, whether it's in your mind, internally or externally, going to those spaces. You can't do that. The other thing is, once you create a vision, and you create the type of vision and the energy, and you see it in your head, and that's what you want, do not stray from that vision by inviting people into your space that don't have that same vision, that don't carry that same energy, that same vibe. Because what happens is you get trapped in it, and you're like, damn, how do I get out of this? How do I change this? And you end up losing or being consumed by something that's not of you, and then you're in a state of misery. So be careful about what you invite in your spaces, in your creation. And when you create something or you have something going for yourself, make sure that you guard that, and that you're very picky about what you allow in there. And like, take those lessons that you learned and that healing that you got and put it to good use and not repetitive use. I probably repeated myself because I tend to do so. I don't know what else I was going to say. Oh, yeah. Relationship wise, if you continue to think about what that person did to you over and over again, you recreate that person in another body. But I've probably said that a million times already. I've learned that. I've hard-headedly thought that I could change people and help people, even though I knew they couldn't. And you just can't change somebody's mindset. They have to determine at that time what they want, who they are, and then they have to go from there. And there's no point in having a repetitive conversation with somebody who's committed to not understanding, especially somebody who wants to manipulate you into accepting their position. That's a no. Um, I don't know. Be peaceful. I need to finish my walk, so I think I've said enough in thoughts of the day. How long have I been talking? Y'all said enough. All right, bye.